Welcome to My Ninja Turtles channel. It's 9 p.m. in the Big Apple, New York City. And this is the Ninja Turtles Show.
Cowabunga!
Your weekly live stream every Turtle Tuesday covering Ninja Turtles news, toys, cartoons, movies, comics, TV shows, video games.
Pizza heaven!
Whatever the shell we want. Hello, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and today's show is no different. Today we're talking about St. Patrick's Day, Secret of the U.S., Paramount's anti-white lawsuits, and the TMNT World Tour Game. Never heard of this one before? TMNT World Tour Game. It's an old game and it's rough, but thank you for joining me. It should be a fun night. How are you all doing? JR24, Sammy, Jay Headley, what's going on? Mega Man, Stephen Murphy, how is it going, everybody? Thank you all for joining me. Hope you guys are having a nice little St. Patrick's Day. A nice little St. Patrick's Day.
Give it up, Shredder! You're a history!
Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. Hope you're wearing green. Hope everybody's wearing green. I've got that covered. So, of course, over the weekend, I released a video. First new video in a while about the Ninja Turtles first print. Make sure to go check that out. It's about how you can judge the first 3 different printings just by cover alone. So I thought this was a neat video. It's a short video up on YouTube Shorts. So that was a fun one. I enjoyed making that one. It's a real obscure video. It's like these weird little markings on the cover, and you can tell the difference between a first printing and a second printing. It's probably the most esoteric, obscure video I've ever done. But proud of it. Turned out well. Everything going well out there for you guys today. And of course, it is St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're wearing green. And I wanted to mention an old episode of the Ninja Turtles. I saw this pop up earlier. The Irish Jig is Up. This was an episode from the 1987 series, and they get into a little bit of Irish fun, a little bit of St. Patrick's Day fun. Hope you're wearing green out there. I just wanted to point out this episode. Good little episode, appropriate for St. Patrick's Day. It was a good one. Whoops. Irish Jig is Up. Here's a little clip from the episode.
Ireland is a land of magical legends. One of the most famous is that of St. Patrick. It is said he drove all the snakes and reptiles out of Ireland.
Bummer.
So, of course, yeah, like you're saying in the chat, Vacation in Europe episode. It's from season 7, the European vacation, the side season. Some of the voice actors are different, but interesting stories, and they all had a little bit of an educational spin on them. And of course, in this episode, they were in Ireland, and they learned about St. Patrick's Day. It was educational, but it was entertaining, too. I had never seen this season before at all. I think I binged watched this show in 2016 or something. So, hey, Ninja Turtles in Espanol, how's it going? And Stephen Murphy, definitely wearing green and can't be any more Irish than being Irish, especially the last name. Very nice. Here's another quick clip from the Irish Jig is Up. Wow, we're celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
What is your plan, Drang?
Like St. Patrick, I am going to drive unwanted elements out of Ireland. But I am going to drive out the people.
So how nice is that? Krang's talking about St. Patrick's Day. The Turtles are talking about St. Patrick's Day. Good little episode. Just wanted to wish everybody a quick, happy St. Patrick's Day before we get into it. Do have some news to get to, though, of course. Of course. Secret of the U.S. still in theaters. The Secret of the U.S. re-release in 4K. It's in theaters now for a couple more days, March 13th through March 19th. And in some locations, it's available till the 26th. But I would recommend checking it out over the next couple days. You might miss it. Might be gone on the 19th. It's only in select areas. I'm not sure which locations it's extended through the 26th. But the demand for this movie definitely seemed to be a little bit lower than the 1990 movie, of course. But still very good demand. JR24 pointed out that this movie that was released in 4K, the 1991 sequel, released just a little bit 4 days ago, 13th through 19th, came in the top 10. So Secret of the U.S. broke into the top 10. 2026 re-release, came in 9th out of 10th. I thought that was really cool news. Movie that came out 35 years ago, they re-release it and it makes the top 10. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was cool. I thought that's something they should be proud of. A lot of die-hard fans for this movie. and then all the original movies. So I thought that was really interesting. Made almost $1.5 million in a few days over the first weekend. It was in over 1,300 theaters. So, not top 10. It came in 9th out of 10th, but that's okay. Still top 10. But, almost 1,400 theaters. Made on average a little over $1,000 a theater. So really exciting. Really cool that this came out, and another big success, just like the 1990 movie was last year for the 35th anniversary. And I thought this movie kind of got the rug pulled out from under it. The 4K DVD set, the 4K Blu-ray set from Arrow came out over the past year. So there was a lot of demand there for the original movies and a 4K restoration. And the 1990 movie, you could see it in theaters, but then that Blu-ray set came out. So I don't know if they're different remasters or anything, but a lot of people got that. They got their quench satiated from getting that Arrow DVD or Blu-ray release. And you could see the daily numbers here. Made around 500,000 a day. Saturday was the strongest day, but over $400,000 a day in 1,300 theaters. I don't know. That's a pretty good, making a few $100 a theater. So hats off to Secret of the Ooze. It's available now. Go see it now for a couple more days or in select locations through the 26th from Fathom Entertainment. If you can't find it on like your local movie theater, check Fathom Entertainment. So that's an exciting story. I like when something Ninja Turtles gets released and it's successful and well received. And there's a little preview trailer, a little like featurette before the movie starts. There's a little featurette like making of trailer, like behind the Ninja Turtles with Kevin Eastman. Kevin Eastman, of course, one of the two co-creators of the Ninja Turtles, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. There on the right. So there's a little featurette with him, little 5 or 10 minute production. So get there early. No trailers, no previews. Your showtime is 3 p.m. The movie just starts right at 3 p.m. So it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. I do have to say, some things are not as exciting. I wanted to follow up about a story we talked about a few weeks ago. And this will tie into the title of the stream, Paramount's anti-white lawsuits. But JR24 remembers the episode The Great Boldini with an Irish police officer, the Turtle Leprechauns. A lot of crazy episodes from the original show. So I wanted to follow up on this. We talked about Magic Gathering, the cards, a few weeks ago with Black April, and I mentioned Paramount has been making bad decisions that turn people off, and the Turtles are becoming less popular, was my general thesis, that the Turtles were becoming less popular. And of course, doing the same thing in Mutant Mayhem, Black April, Race Swapping April, and of course, the comic books. Like I'm mentioning, these bad decisions. It's across the board. Comic books lost 200,000 orders in a year, and actual sales are way less than that. Playmate's toy deal canceled after 40-year relationship. They're with Mattel now, but it's a new relationship. It's not the same old one, and who knows if that'll be for the best. Tales of the TMNT TV show canceled. Last Ronin movie canceled. Mutant Mayhem 2 pushed back a year. Diminishing box office returns. Mutant Mayhem made less than Out of the Shadows. It made less than The Marvels. Did okay. It opened in 4th place. Hey, McCheese, how you doing? So, and in addition to that, lower episodes per show count. Lower episodes per show. The shows have been less popular since 2018. Drastic drop off after 2012. Barely 2 seasons. Barely getting by. Not a strong performance. And people have said only 3% say the current decade of Ninja Turtles is the best. And 79% of people say the current decade of Ninja Turtles is the worst. And so the fans aren't happy, it seems, to an extent. And even the corporate executives are not happy. It says here one of the Paramount co-chairs had to dress down one of the executives because she was told she had devalued the Turtles franchise. So fans think it's devalued. Executives think it's devalued. And in general, a little bit of people not so satisfied right now. And I mentioned the race swapping of April might be one of the reasons. It hasn't been well received. That might be one of the reasons people were dissatisfied. I showed you that chart, big drop off at Rise of the TMNT, and that was the first time that they chose to make April Black in one of the bigger productions. But and of course, the cards, the Magic the Gathering cards, all things aside, the cards themselves, I'm not too into it. And I guess Magic the Gathering players aren't that into it. They feel these crossover sets are kind of corny. And I kind of agree. I don't know Magic. I don't play the Magic card game or anything, but just the little descriptions and stuff seem a little bit off. So people, maybe the reason, this is all going to work into the story later, but the reason people don't like race swapped April, it's a legacy. You know, she's been a character for 35 years. And I saw some of you saying that she might be black or mixed in the original comics. And this is like one of her first appearances in the comics. From the first issue she appeared in. She's on the left. You can see she has much fairer skin than Baxter Stockman there on the right. She looks white to me. She doesn't have curly hair or a broad nose like Baxter or anything. She doesn't appear to be drawn. It's a black and white comic, so she doesn't appear to be drawn black. And here's her second appearance, issue 3. Same kind of look. Doesn't appear to be black. Never specifically mentioned. First color cover appearance. So just to reiterate that it is a legacy, and so we're all on the same page. You know, I know you guys have heard this spiel 1,000 times before, but Peter Laird, one of the 2 co-creators of the Ninja Turtles, wrote on his blog, he never envisioned April as black and always imagined her as white. And here's her first color appearance that was colored by the other TMNT co-creator, Kevin Eastman. So they drew her as white. I think that's one of the reasons that people have been upset by it. They're changing these characters, and they're taking something from people. And it's not like it's just happened one time. If it had just happened one time, I'm sure the first time it happened, it was probably interesting. But when this kind of thing happens across all different types of fictional characters and all sorts of mythological characters, The Little Mermaid, April, comic book characters, Batwoman, all these, it doesn't just appear to be a coincidence. They seem to have an agenda. It's if it happened once or twice in a vacuum, I could understand, but they're clearly trying to just remove white characters. And I think after a while, people, it just doesn't hit the same way anymore. And sometimes it's like not even like historically correct, like Julius Caesar or Joan of Arc or something. It just it's a little much, and it's not an accident. It's a lot of luck. They're gonna need a lot of 4-leaf clovers for this to happen so many times. Naturally, it doesn't seem to be an accident. And it seems to just be unwanted and unnecessary, like there's nothing to gain from it. But, they changed her race. But if her race didn't matter, they wouldn't change it. They knew there was going to be a backlash. They did it anyway. And the more I was thinking about this and the Black April thing, they knew there's going to be a backlash. And they know that there's going to be people that are turned off by it. And they do it anyway. And it seems to just be like an insult in some way. My thesis is that like the people who decided to push the blackwashing of April in recent projects, it's like they hate white people. I didn't know how to understand it any other way. Once you see that chart, when they've done it like 50 times, it's obviously not an accident. It's an agenda. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like they just want to take something that people like and destroy it or something. And it's not just Magic as well. These Universus cards did this design for April, the Mutant Mayhem design, and it's really just an ugly design. I don't know. It just appears to be an ugly design. I don't know. She's the way she's posed and her hair, the weird facial expression. She's overweight. Just like an ugly character design, ugly character, and off-putting. It's like the people in charge of making these products, like they want to take like attractive art and make it ugly. Everything's got to be subverted, and everything's got to be some sort of twist, and I don't know. Just doesn't do it for me. And of course, in the comic books as well, very unattractive, unappealing look. I just don't get it. I don't get this design here. It's just so ugly as well. I don't know why they wanted to change it. It's like they're taking something you like and ruining it. They're trying to take a character that you liked, and they want to make her fat or ugly or lame, and they take your culture. It's not diverse enough. But and it's just different. Why change it? Why the difference? Like, was there a problem with having April O'Neil white? So I didn't understand that. And I posited my theory was just that like Paramount hates white people. And it sounds crazy to say that. It sounds dramatic, and it's like, where am I coming from? It's like a bizarre claim to say something so brazen that a company has something against white people. But I was just kind of poking around on the internet over the past week. And of course, we know that Seth Rogen said he's trying to make less movies starring white people, just like explicitly saying something anti-white. And, I don't know why they're doing that. Why would they hire this guy with an opinion like that? Imagine if he said this about a different race, or if he said, someone came out and they said, I'm trying to make less movies starring Jewish people. I'm trying to make less movies starring Mexican people. It's just a bizarre, like, anti-white thing to say. It's just like a weird racial thing to say. But Paramount's fine with hiring him. But I was poking around on the internet. It seems like Paramount's just like willing to put their message above the entertainment, their political message, political goals, propaganda, whatever you want to call it. They're putting that in front of the entertainment completely. And I saw back in April, they had settled a lawsuit. Paramount settles white male discrimination lawsuit after rolling back DEI policies. So I just kind of picked up on, it seems like this company discriminates against white people. And I looked in the news, and there was a lawsuit that they settled for discriminating against white people. Back in April, the article says, the company settled a lawsuit from a CBS scriptwriter alleging discrimination because he is a straight white male following its decision earlier this year to comply with the Trump administration's directive for public and private institutions to roll back DEI. So they settled a lawsuit with a straight white male. Apparently he was let go because he was not diverse. And that's really what diverse means. You know, it means not white. So I thought this might be an isolated incident. I kept searching. Another lawsuit in August, a different lawsuit, or a different allegation. Former WBZ TV news anchor Kate Merrill sues station, alleges racism against whites. The article goes on here from August. A former Boston TV news anchor filed a federal lawsuit Tuesday alleging that she faced anti-white discrimination while working at the station. Former WBZ This Morning and WBZ News at noon co-anchor Kate Merrill abruptly left her job at WBZ TV last year without explanation, ending her 20-year tenure at the station. So it was a news person that was there for 20 years. The article goes on. Now the Emmy-winning journalist, she's Emmy-winning, is suing the Boston news station, its parent company, Columbia Broadcasting, Paramount Global, CBS. So she's suing Paramount. The company is Paramount that she is suing. Another lawsuit to Paramount from an anti-white person. So I thought, wow, lightning struck twice. You know, that's two different fields as well. There's a script writer back in April, and they settled. I mean, they paid out. This first story, you know, they settled. I assume they paid him something. It was easier than going to court and seeing it out in court. You just settle and may probably pay something out. And this next case here, a news anchor, so a scriptwriter and a news anchor, two different divisions, two different companies, two different parts of the same company, but they have these company-wide diversity policies, like where they have to hire more people of color or remove white people. So it's you know, you get the diversity numbers up one way or the other by either adding people of color or removing white people. There's only two ways to do it, and sometimes there's only a budget for so many people, and so it's not just pro people of color, it's anti-white as well. It's like built in. So lightning struck twice, and then I saw lightning struck 3 times. In November, Paramount DEI exec axed only white lawyers over 50 lawsuit claims. So a third and separate case. This one's the lawyer for Entertainment Tonight. I'll read the story real fast. A 30-year Paramount attorney claims the company's DEI committee fired older white lawyers and replaced them with younger, diverse hires under a false restructuring. Joseph Jerome says his 3-decade career at Paramount Global ended abruptly last August when the company terminated him at age 58, despite 5 Emmy Awards and 2 decades as production counsel for Entertainment Tonight. So, you know, 3 different industries, a lawyer, a news person, and a scriptwriter. 3 different divisions, and all excluded for being white from Paramount. So they've got a track record here. In addition to race-swapping characters, they're race-swapping employees. They're switching out employees for their race. It's just so bizarre to be hooked on the racial makeup of your workforce. If they do a good job, who cares? The article continues, in a lawsuit filed October 31st in a federal court in California, Jerome alleges the media giant used diversity initiatives as cover to systematically push out experienced white attorneys over 50 and bring in younger replacements of different races. So, you know, they said they were restructuring and reducing staff, and he wasn't, his position wasn't cut, he was replaced. So some of it's probably sour grapes a little bit, but the diversity goals are tied to executive compensation. So they're paying people to like fire white people and hire people of color. They're paying them to do this. And shouldn't their only business goal be to make money? I just don't understand why they're so focused on this, the racial makeup of their workforce. And it just seems unfair to white people because they're clearly at the losing end of this kind of situation. I don't know. I just don't get the open discrimination and the like open like hatred and celebration of race swaps and stuff. It just seems so bizarre to me. So I know it sounded like a crazy little theory that they're discriminating against white people and race swapping is proof of that with April O'Neil, but they're actually doing it as a company. The 3 lawsuits. How many other times has it happened if 3 people brought up lawsuits? If there were 3 people willing to fight and speak up, how many other times is it happening where they just go with it and move on? But, you know, and it's not just happening once or twice, like I showed you that chart earlier, all those different characters being race swapped. What's their agenda? They don't want to see white people at all? They hate white people? That's the only way I can understand it. It seems like such a bizarre stance for them to take. And I know it's taboo, it's controversial to talk about all this stuff. Probably provocative. Some of you are probably, you know, it's touchy, but that's just the way I see it. I tried to see it any other way. What is their thing with white people? Why are they so desperate to get them out of these shows and change 35 years of history? And, you know, April's been white for 35 years, her most successful and recognizable, iconic, popular versions. And speaking of 35 years ago, Manhattan Missions is this old video game. We talked about it back a while ago, a week or two ago. We talked about it. And it's an old game, came out by Konami for MS-DOS. And I got this game on the Internet Archives. It has like an old classic pixel look. It's like this old vintage game, and it's available for free on Internet Archive. Got Casey Jones, all sorts of characters. Fun old game. And I was poking around on Internet Archive in the old DOS game section. These are like 80s and 90s computer games. So you can play it right on your browser. And it's a cool game, but it is very challenging. I found the old style of controls very difficult to master. But there's all sorts of other Ninja Turtles games on there too. You can see here like the original Ninja Turtles game. This is the one that was popular on NES. That's available to play. There's the like computer version of it. It came out on computer as well. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. I think this might be like the English version of that original first game. I'm not sure what's different or anything in it. But all these different just like old Ninja Turtles games. And I stumbled across this one here. Electric Crayon Deluxe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles World Tour. Came out in 1990, so 36 years ago, actually. I said 35. And you can play it right in your browser. It's this bizarre, like, old coloring game. And I thought it was very interesting. So this is the whole game. You just color. I mean, honestly, that's it. It just gives you a picture. And you check your little... Oh, is there sound? Let me see if there's sound. Don't know if there's any audio to this game. I don't even know if they had audio in video games back then. But yeah, you just select your little color, and you can just drop it in. Yeah, Mario Paint on TMNT. And it's just, it's very simple, but it was like, it's very soothing to play. It's just like very calming and nice. You just drop them in, whatever colors you want, point and click. And I guess this is a computer game. I mean, games back then, it's more of just like digital coloring book. Software was very limited, I assume. Home software, I mean, obviously it came on those crazy old floppy disks. This was probably like rough, you know, cutting edge at the time. But it's cool that it's just a chill game. You get all the different colors. You can mix them, color stuff in the background, different shades, come up with different shades of green and all that. But very chill. And available for free. So Manhattan Missions, available for free. That first Ninja Turtles game, available for free. And this bad boy as well. You just color the whole thing if you want. You color the whole background. You get crazy if you want to. You do some kind of psychedelic thing. You go in for something real insane. Do wild colors. You could paint them all black and white if you want. Or inverted colors or something. I just thought this was so cool. And there's different things you can paint too. Different pictures. It's just like a whole coloring book. It's called World Tour. All the different items are from like around the world. So you got Statue of Liberty, Stonehenge. They're in the different places. Eiffel Tower. You can see the two turtles swinging around there. It's just a real chill game. Real easy. Bavarian Castle. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful architecture. Wonderful art. The Alps. Look at them skiing away. Let me color this one real fast. Color in this ski here. There we go. Look at this. Beautiful. I'm an artist, you know, clearly. Makes me feel good about myself. I can't draw it on all in real life, so I do this. I'm proud. I get done with it. I'm like a proud little kid. I'm going to hang this on the fridge. I'm going to go show everybody. So this is nice. Nice little color there. Look at that nice sky. Ah, the Alps. I feel like I'm in the Alps. I feel chilly. Feels Arctic all of a sudden. Brrr. What else do we have here? The Kremlin. So I don't know. Is the Kremlin a, what is that, Russian? I don't know. Is this like pre-Soviet Union or whatever? I don't know when this was made. Is this Soviet, before the fall of the wall or whatever? Tear this wall down. Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Look at that. The turtle's leaning too. He's doing that Michael Jackson style lean. We got the Acropolis here. It is a world tour to the Acropolis. The Sahara Desert. Whoa, looks hot, huh? I'm sweating just looking at this thing. Let's color this in. Oh, didn't turn out the color I wanted it to. But it looks pretty good. Color in the sun and stuff a little bit. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at my skills here. I got a good technique. I'm a good artist. Point and click. That is the extent of my skill. Point and click, but I'm good at it. Got heart. I've got inspiration. I'm a passionate artist. This is my art form. This is my skill, my gift to the world. Look at that. Pretty good, huh? I want to print that one out. What else do we have next here? The Nile River. Uh-oh, somebody's upset. Somebody got bit by a piranha. The Great Sphinx. They're in Egypt. They're going around the world. The Taj Mahal. Look at how cool that is. Selfie. Let me take a selfie. Look at that. So, just thought this was cool. Mount Everest. They're planting a flag. They're at the top. The Great Wall of China. They're going all over the place. Mount Fuji. You want to go color? Check it out on Internet Archive. Oh, look at that. Little kangaroo with a baby. A joey. A baby kangaroo. The Galapagos Islands. Uh-oh, what is going on here? Are we supposed to be seeing this? Riding a turtle. Looked strange for a second. The Amazon River. They got to be careful out there. The Panama Canal. Teotihuacan. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's like a South American thing, right? The Golden Gate Bridge back in America. The California Redwoods flying a blimp through. The Yukon Territory. Mount Rushmore. Oh, look at that. Support. The nation's founders. They're paying respects to the nation's founders. Patriotic Americans, the Ninja Turtles. This one's easy to color in just because it's gray. So I just thought this was cool. Whoops. Kennedy Space Center. I skipped over Mississippi River by accident. The Lincoln Memorial. The White House. Back home. And that's the world tour. We did it all. We went everywhere with the Ninja Turtles. It was a world tour. We traveled back to whenever this game is from, 1990. And we played a little game. We had a little fun. We drew some pictures. I hope you enjoyed it. That's how it goes sometimes. Had some fun drawing pictures. Sometimes you get fun Ninja Turtles projects that you like. Sometimes they're projects you don't enjoy. But I had a little fun drawing. I felt like Bob Ross. That was very soothing. Hopefully it was soothing for you guys as well. And hopefully you had a nice Turtle Tuesday. I like seeing those emojis on the screen. I'm proud of my little emoji wall thing I created. And thank you all for joining me, of course. Thanks for joining me, of course. It's been a nice Turtle Tuesday. Let me get the chat up here and say bye to everybody. Veronica, Tyron, thank you all for joining me. JR24, Sammy, Mega Man, David 2Draw, Jay Headley, thank you for joining me. Stephen Murphy, hope you guys had a nice week. Hey, Shin, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Ninja Turtles en Espanol. Your boy Chips Ahoy, thank you for joining. Mick Cheese, thanks for joining, of course. Another Turtle Tuesday. Lego Batman, a lot of people hanging out. Another Turtle Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. I feel like I've said it all. Some of you are upset, I think. Chat was moving a little bit earlier. Perhaps I've said too much. I've said it all. Perhaps I've said too much. There's just one thing left to say, and that's Cowabunga! Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.